of talking about my con.
I would not have the attention span to do that. And after we, I think I got water at that point, and I was at that drinking fountain for at least 3 minutes.
I was real thirsty.
At a certain point, I decided just buying a Gatorade would be easier. We're live, by the way.
Oh, shit.
So that is actually how this episode opened. Hey.
So, kids.
Let me make sure we're live before I actually talk. Oh, we are absolutely for real there. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that just stupid? All right. Hey there. Okay, cool. I had to check. Hey there. Live from Studio 23. Actually, for real for the first time. Live from Studio 23 in Corvallis, Oregon. My overhead lights just went out. Thank goodness for this lamp. I thought we had a near power outage. There, the reading light behind me, that little thing, the light bulb inside that went out, and I don't know how to unscrew it and get a new one in there. Like there doesn't appear to be an entry point to get into that. So I guess I just have no light in there anymore. I was worried that's going to happen with this up one. We have 2 viewers, one of which I know is me. Live from Studio 23 Live from Studio 23 in Corvallis, Oregon. This is Super Cinema, the comic book podcast where we break down the movies that comic books have created. I'm your host, Ben Hamlin. I'm joined, as always, by my right hand.
Wonder Woman! Just kidding, Nikki Boylan. Same
Wonder Woman. Yeah, same difference. Ladies and gentlemen, other identifiers, please welcome back Nikki Boylan, back from the woods, which we mentioned in our Spider-Man Homecoming episode, but that only just went up this morning, so people might not realize. Nikki, you're back.
I'm back!
How are you?
Well, if you've been following my Twitter, then you know I'm back. I was in the woods.
Where all our followers are coming from.
Teaching girls how to be Girl Scouts.
I'm proud of you. That's noble work. I'm not even being sarcastic. Like, that's great.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I spent a lot of time in the woods wearing Wonder Woman shirts and like walking around up hills and stuff. It was fun for the most part, except for when it was smoky and hot, in which case it really wasn't all that fun at that point.
Which was perhaps foreshadowing for our first con experience, because holy hell was there a lot of walking.
Yeah, there was a lot of walking. Only I was like in shape at that point, so I wasn't even really noticing it. Yeah,
you had. I think you commented that you had the legs of steel. That's not the phrase for that Wonder Woman cosplay. From all the.
No, it did. Of course, the other person watching is my boyfriend. Hi,
Gibbs.
Oh yeah, that was because the person I might note who was spamming me with bad jokes and making Bigfoot and serial murder references is the other person in this chat.
Lovely. All right, so hey, we are the hosts of Super Cinema, a comic book podcast where we break down the movies the comic books have created. Most notably, that comes through the form of a twice monthly, every other week, movie review podcast in which we talk about trailers for comic book movies, review a comic book movie, and then, of course, talk about the comics that we love more than the movies. Our most recent episode was Spider-Man Homecoming, and our next episode is going to be Watchmen, which we recorded at Rose City Comic Con. Not as a live event, just like in an apartment. We're not there yet. Although we did see not one, but 2 live podcasts while we were there. This was actually Nikki and I's first con experience, or at least mine. Wait, no, Nikki, I'm sorry. You've been to conventions before.
I've been to one convention before. It wasn't a comic convention though. It was an anime convention.
Yeah, that's right. You've been to
Komori? Anime Oasis.
Thank God it wasn't KomoriCon. I'm kidding. I'm sure people love that.
A lot of people are going, including me, maybe.
I mean, you probably should, right? You gotta get that. You gotta get that Wonder Woman cosplay brand going.
Yes, I do.
And now, Nikki, you spent a majority of the weekend, no, almost the entire weekend, in costume as Wonder Woman. Tell us about that. How was cosplaying like for real for the first time? I know you did a Gen 5 trainer from Pokemon at your last convention, but this was the first one where you like little girls came up to you and asked to take a photo with Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that was the best part of con in my experience, besides the whole Greg Rucka thing. But
More on that later.
More on that later. It was real fun being able to be... I was able to dress up as one of my favorite superheroes for like 3 whole days. And it was awesome because even like from the first day, there were little girls who, like, to them, I was Wonder Woman. Like, you remember the last day we were on the Max, and the little girl only addressed me as Wonder Woman.
I do. I believe it happened. For some reason, I feel that happened both on the way to the con and on the way back from the con.
Yes, it did. And that was on the street. The other one was on the street. Remember, the girl looked at me from behind and was like, she looks like Wonder Woman. It's Wonder Woman.
Yes, that's right. That little girl coming out of her house was like, wait, that looks like... You know, because, hey, this little girl doesn't know Comic-Con is this weekend. Why would she? She's 5.
She's just seeing Wonder Woman walking about. But yeah,
God, what a surreal experience that must be.
Yeah, it was really great. It was also very humbling because I got to be the figure that Wonder Woman was for me, and I got to be that for other girls this weekend.
And that is actually truly a magical experience. And I hope to one day be that for little boys who want to grow up to be Dr. Doom. The future dictators of America.
I support you.
Thank you. Or the future dictators of Latveria, at least. Surely there's one Latverian teenager I can reach out to be, one day you can be like Doom. That's my goal.
And then I'll claim that land for Themyscira.
Or maybe I'll just build an X-Men island as Cyclops.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. It's probably better.
Yeah, yes, and that Cyclops is a hero and Doom is an authoritarian dictator magic boy. He's a good magic boy. I still want to be Doom though. We saw some amazing Dooms. My cosplay was less than interesting. I just dressed up as low budget Cyclops in that I bought some snowboarding goggles, snowboarding kind of glasses like visor thing that basically was just like a Cyclops slit, I guess. Slit's a gross word. It was headache inducing. You see a combination of the fact that it was a red tint plus the curvature of the lens.
Also, it broke on the way.
Plus the fact that I wasn't wearing my actual glasses means that I couldn't wear that thing for more than 15 minutes without getting a splitting headache. And that's the best part of cosplay is the physical pain. I'm pretty sure.
The headache?
Yeah, that's the best part of cosplay, right?
It's true.
It's dressing in some kind of clothing that's constricting, and then it's also the intense headaches you get. I'm pretty sure those are why we do it.
Yeah, the headaches come from the making of the cosplay, and then the I cannot breathe in this pleather comes from the wearing of the cosplay.
Well, you almost got rained out, too.
Oh, yeah, that would have not been great.
Yeah.
Friends saved the day. Yeah, then I was grunge Wonder Woman.
Grungster woman, as I insist upon calling you. I'd like to apologize for that pun, folks. I'm actually resigning from Super Cinema now. I realize.
Thank God. I'm taking over. I am the new dictator of Super Cinema.
Oh yeah, who's your new co-host? Probably Katie. Actually, Katie would be a good pick.
Yeah, Katie's my co-host now.
Hey, shout out to by the way, shout out to our con buddy and host last weekend, Katie Hughes. Made a wonderful con experience that much more wonderful. Also, she's one of the only people who reliably listens to this show. So,
hi, Katie. We
love you. Hey, so do you want to talk about cosplay right off the bat? Because we saw a lot of really good ones, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
All right. Hey, what were some of your favorites?
I really liked the family that came as Superman, Wonder Woman, and then they had the Green Lantern and Flash with them.
That was
their
absolutely
2 kids.
Horrible.
And they were great cosplays too. Like they were like Justice League family. It was really great. And then the Logan and Laura cosplayers who came, that was her dad who was cosplaying as Logan, and she was cosplaying as Laura, and that was really great. I loved that. There were a lot of good
that was
Spider-Mans
absolutely amazing
too.
Lots of good Spider-Mans. Lots of not Spider-Mans either.
There was Punk Spider-Man or Spider-Punk. I saw one of those. There was multiple Miles Moraleses. There was a movie Spider-Man, Spider-Man Homecoming, Ben Reilly, Spider-Gwen. I saw Silk there.
Yeah, I think I saw a couple Spider-Gwens.
Yeah, there were a couple Spider-Gwens, and then Silk. I saw one black suited Spider-Man cosplayer, and then 2 Venoms, 1 Agent Venom, and yeah, I think that was it for the spiders.
And in fairness, that is absolutely a ton of spiders. I just got an email from the last bunch of people that I flew with. Okay, thanks for telling me what my frequent flyer miles are. I'm not going to fly for another 6 months, so it's nice when they keep you informed about that style stuff. Although you and I want to do more cons in the future, and who knows, maybe Infinity Break will be able to take Super Cinema to New York or somewhere crazy.
Oh, so my next goal is San Diego Comic-Con.
Why?
And then I really want to go to New York Comic-Con too.
I don't know. Everything I hear about San Diego just tells me that it's not really about comics anymore, and it's just a TV and movie festival, which is fine. Now that
I don't know. The Flash is a TV show, so.
That's true. You got to meet Carlos Valdez.
Yes, I did. He complimented my cosplay.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about cosplay a little longer.
Should we also have this lead into the bad parts of what we have because it kind of involves cosplay?
Yeah, there was some bad cosplay. Let's finish good cosplay first.
Okay.
There was like a screen accurate Daredevil from
there were multiple.
Yeah. But like this one was real good. What did I call the villain from Captain America Civil War? Bone Crush. I think I called him Bone Crush. It's Crossbones. The name of the villain is Crossbones, and I couldn't get Bone Crush out of my head. Maybe I was thinking of, again, like the Spider-Man 1.
We were thinking Bonesaw McGraw.
Bonesaw McGraw. Yeah, that's right.
Bonesaw is ready. Anyway, go listen to our Spider-Man podcast. It's real good, guys.
Both Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, which we recorded at the beginning of this year. You can find that at infinitybreak.net/super. But you can also find Spider-Man Homecoming, which was our most recent episode. Again, infinitybreak.net/super. You can also find us on iTunes and Google Play. So that was a fantastic costume. There were like some giant robots there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like articulated robots with like articulated hands and everything. Yeah, that was incredible. I can't even imagine the level of engineering. Not that like necessarily they've got like mechanics and engines down there, but I mean like just the amount of engineering to make like a sturdy structure like that. Because you got to think you're putting a lot of weight in that. Like it's easily, I don't know, the mechanics behind something like that are incredible to me. But that was going around, and I don't think that was from a franchise or anything. That was just like an original giant robot, which was awesome.
No, I found they're a prop cosplay. They specifically do things involving props. So they do robots. They did they do armored cosplays. They go as stormtroopers a lot.
Oh, logically.
Yeah, and so I found their Facebook page. I can't remember what it's called. Otherwise, I would totally give them a shout out. They took some great pictures with me as stormtroopers, and so that was great. There was a really good. Yeah, there was really good stuff out there, guys. And reconnecting with those people was really great too, because we were like exchanging pictures and stuff.
I guess you got a chance to make friends.
I did.
Go on. Do tell.
I actually had a lot of the artists who I met at Comic-Con follow me on Twitter, and the cosplayers too. And so it was nice being able to reconnect with them and being like, hey, it was nice meeting you. I'll totally follow up on your stuff. Like I became friends with someone who used to be an inker at a colorist at Marvel, and he still does stuff. And so that's real cool. Can't remember his name. I'd have to look at my Facebook again.
Oh, whoops.
But he took pictures of me at Comic-Con. And I think he was the one who asked me for the picture the first day.
Yes. I think I recall now.
Yeah. That was real fun. And yeah, it was great meeting a whole bunch of people who are just as nerdy as me and like putting all their time and effort and headaches into making these amazing costumes to walk around in.
Well, it makes me insanely jealous because like I really want to do that now. And I have ideas on who I'd want to do.
You can closet cosplay a whole bunch of X-Men, dude.
Yeah, well, at least casual. The like casual street costume.
You could make a great Matt Murdock. That would be real easy.
Little old me?
Yeah, little old you.
I'm just a lawyer from the city.
Please don't do this mixture of Harley Quinn and Daredevil. Oh
my god, someone was doing the Harley Quinn voice at the con, and like, hey, fans of Super Cinema, I break out in literal hives when I hear Harley Quinn's voice. What are you talking about, Mr. J? Oh my god. It's nothing brings me more physical pain than that sound.
No, her voice was real high pitched and like got right in my ear canal.
Yeah, I'm a grown ass adult cis male with a slightly deepish register, so I can't quite go that high. Oh God, no! But even approximating it, but she was like up there in pitch.
And she was up in the stratosphere of registers.
Yeah, to the point I almost had to grab onto like Katie's backpack, like just lead me out of here. My legs are turning off. I can't. It's like a sonic grenade nearby, and I can't function around that sound. There's something about the frequency. It just turns off my cortex.
Yeah, no, it was not.
But no, oh my God, there were so many Harleys, and shout out to all the ones that didn't do the voice.
And shout out to the Arkham Asylum Harley cosplayer. You were the only one, and it was real different and real nice. Especially because the both of us hated Suicide Squad. So
yeah, God, that's an episode we still have to do in the future. Hey, folks, if you want us to have to watch Suicide Squad, you know what to do, and that's tell us.
Tweet us.
Yes, just tell us. That's fine. We'll do it as soon as one person asks us to do one movie. We'll probably end up doing it. We have no fans. So tell a friend. Yeah, no, cosplay was absolutely fantastic. I saw so many like Doctor Stranges as well. I'm jealous. I kind of want to do a Strange cosplay. I think some of the cooler ones that I saw were like there was like a full-blown Idris Elba, which isn't the character name, Heimdall from Thor, with the giant horns and everything. You still there, Nikki? Uh-oh. I appear to have lost my conversation partner. Sorry, folks, we're experiencing a tiny bit of a technical difficulty. We will be right back in a moment. And, oh, here she is. Hello.
My Wi-Fi shut off for some reason.
Well, that's very odd. There are now 2 Nickies in this chat. I'm not sure what to do about that. We're having a fun time, though. Oh, and now other Nikki is gone. Ding dong.
Why? And then there goes.
Okay, you're still here?
Yeah. No, it was.
Welcome back to the show.
Hi, I took a small break when I'm here.
Oh, we're glad to have you back.
My internet didn't want me to talk about Nazis, so.
Oh boy, we're about to get to that. One of the coolest ones I did see, however, was the Heimdall with the full-blown horns and everything.
Oh yeah,
that was a really cool cosplay. Also,
I liked that Mary Poppins Yondu.
That's Yondu, you mean? Yeah,
Yondu.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that as well. I saw 2 of them taking a photo together, which was also cool. Also, the people that were dressed up as the Dr. Teeth band from the Muppets.
That scared me.
That's fair. That's fair. Muppets aren't for everyone, but boy, they are for me. I very much like the Muppets, and I very much like Dr. Teeth and the band. So maybe I'll just go as Kermit in the future. Have a big old glass of like Lipton tea. Just I did hold her Kermit the Frog here.
Please don't be a meme.
It's none of my business.
You're already using one of my least favorite memes. Please move on to something else.
Okay, fine. So do you want to talk about the bad end of cosplay? Because there was an unfortunate aspect of cosplay here at Rose City Comic Con in the year 2017, year of our Lord. Y'all, please stop dressing up as Nazis. Feel we don't need to explain that one, but if you could just go ahead and stop doing that, that'd be super. Have we lost Nikki again?
I cannot deal with this anymore. Cosplay is one thing. Dressing up in historically accurate Nazi uniforms, especially when that is topical right now, when people are being killed by Nazis again, not cool. I don't care how much Hello Kitty shit you put on your uniform. It's still SS Nazi uniforms. I also don't care if you're dressing up as Red Skull. Dress up as literally anyone else. Don't cosplay as Nazis.
Yeah, there's a fine line. No, it's actually a pretty thick line between like, you know, kind of cartoony Hydra agents and like, I mean, the guys that were there were in like full blown like accurate like SS uniform fascist regalia. That's bad. Nikki, did I lose you again?
No, I'm here. Okay. I'm listening. I'm letting you continue. Just because I'm not talking all the time doesn't mean I'm not here.
Sorry. In fairness, that would have been the third time you have frozen. I was slightly concerned. Yeah, it's just gross. It's just gross. Especially since like one of them you can clearly tell was a Red Skull cosplayer because he had the full blown like Red Skull like full face. It looked like kind of one of those rubbery ones. You know, that you would say like buy at a Halloween store for non-Marvel properties. You know, to dress up as like Pennywise or whatever. Or excuse me, because it's a Halloween store, generic horror clown. But like the guy next to him wasn't clearly Red Skull or Hydra. He was just Baron von Strucker, which is just a white dude in a Nazi uniform. Like literally. Like there's no real identifying features.
I just guessed that that's who it was because the three of them are hanging out together and it was just...
I don't know. If your costume is just like Nazi officer, A, don't bring it. B, it's probably just time to retire that costume.
It's been time since 1945, guys.
Yeah, probably.
Just like how I would be equally upset if you like cosplayed as Joseph Stalin. Like, please don't cosplay mass murderers. It's just generally not a good thing to do.
Yeah, general rule of thumb. Don't do that. Or if you do, make it fictional ones, like Thanos.
Yeah.
You know, because that's better. He's purple.
If it's fictional, I don't care. If it has basis in reality and people are going to be hurt by it, don't do it.
Yeah, it's just a level of accuracy as well, because that, you know, the costumes, that was like one of those like stark black with all sorts of like silver pins and everything. Like it looked accurate.
They had the officer hats and
an extra level of uncomfortableness to that as well. And then the very next day,
like effort had to have gone into that.
And then on Sunday, apparently there was you know, there was some complaints, logically good, because that kind of shit shouldn't be allowed at conventions. So on Sunday they came back dressed as Hello Kitty Nazis with like pink and pride badges and all that jazz. And hey, that's arguably worse.
Yeah, especially since the Nazis killed gay people.
Anyway, just be sensitive of the people who are around you, and how like comics community especially is the home for marginalized people. And actually, you know what? Even if there were not a single marginalized person at that entire convention, just don't dress up as Nazis.
Don't do it, guys. I don't understand. If you don't want to be associated with the things that Nazis represent, don't dress up as a Nazi.
And then, yeah. Anyway, also, I hear that Rose City Comic Con did not actually address that very well. Because, again, they
probably
were still
not.
They
were there until the end of con.
Yeah, they were still there on Sunday, so they shouldn't have been let back in those costumes at all. Anyway, that's what was bad with cosplay. But, hey, we saw a lot of really good ones.
Yeah, we did.
We saw a lot of... You know, what I really do appreciate is it wasn't just, you know, Marvel and DC. There was cosplay from like all over the map. You know, there were Overwatch characters. I saw a lot. There were a lot of Game of Thrones characters.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Star Wars. Star Wars comes with the territory. People were just going as like Disney princesses too. I think it's cool that well, I think that like cons in general should be focusing on like the comic stuff. You know, that's one of the things I don't like about the idea of San Diego Comic-Con is that it just seems like it's a showcase for people to just put out all of their, you know, their media content. Like NBC just always premieres their new shows, whether or not they're relevant or not. I do like that it's centered on, you know, it's centered on comics and it's centered on like nerd stuff. But I just like that people feel the need to dress up as whatever, and that they're just Disney princesses running around between all the Spider-Men. Peter Parker, the best Disney princess. It's
true.
It's just truly, you know, it's I don't know, it's great. It's great just seeing everybody just be who they want to be, minus the Nazis, and enjoying that experience. And some people have really, really elaborate costumes, and some people bought like $8 snowboarding glasses
that weren't worth $8.
No, they were not. They were not at all. I didn't make sound during that, but I frowned dramatically for humor purposes. Hey, so that's a lot of talk about cosplay. Do we want to talk about like the actual con experience? Because yours truly bought some books.
Yeah, you did.
I bought
I just had my existing books signed.
Yeah, I bought 5 books, 3 zines.
That, and I bought posters. I got the Secret Wars one signed by Mike Zeck, which was really cool. And he also signed my Craven's Last Hunt hardback, which was cool. It was cool. I have it right here in front of me so I can look at it all the time.
Yeah, that was absolutely awesome. Hey, so yeah, do you want to talk about let's see. Yeah, do you want to just talk about the process of like just going around Artist Alley? Artist Alley was way cooler than I thought it was going to be.
It was really overwhelming, but it was like, because I had no idea. I was like, I don't know how this place is set up, so I'm just going to move in and out and in and out and in and out, which was fine because I discovered a lot of artists who I wouldn't discover exactly what I was looking for. So the meandering was actually good for me.
Yeah, because you ran across somebody pretty cool. Randy Emberlin.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Here, vamp for me. I gotta make a social media post.
He actually, Randy Emberlin lives in Portland, and he did this for me. My favorite. It's the Spider-Man 50th anniversary artwork, and he signed it for me, and it's really cool. Because I didn't notice. For me, I recognize the art for a lot of things, but the names, only a few artists actually have their names come to me. Like, yeah, so Mark Bagley's one of them. He's one of the artists who I can be like, I see his art and I'm like, that's Mark Bagley. But, you know, he and Terry Dodson are pretty much the only ones whose art I recognize and can put their names to. So when I saw the art, I was like, I recognize that artwork. And so I found him and was like, wow, okay. I just met the Spider-Man artist who I adore. And also Mike Zeck was there, who did Secret Wars and made the Black Spider-Man costume, which is my favorite costume.
Yeah.
Besides the one from the Homecoming movie that we got if he would have joined the Avengers.
Which we will undoubtedly see in Infinity War in about a year's time.
Oh, I'm so excited. Also, I got Silk. So
God, that movie's coming
those are the books I'm going to read.
That movie's coming out in a year. How weird is that?
I'm so excited, bro.
We're going to have Thanos finally, like for real Thanos. I can't wait for the big dramatic snap moment. Oh, hey, I gave you my Marvel Unlimited account. Have you had a chance to read any of Infinity Gauntlet?
No, because I don't know how to maneuver it.
Gave you that password a week ago. You could have asked at any point. I would have happily shown you how.
Yeah, here's the thing. I was preparing for Comic-Con that entire week.
Oh, well, okay.
You know, I waited until the last moment to put my cosplay together in my.
Wait, did you prepare or didn't you then?
I did prepare.
All right.
I did everything in the last week because I got back and I wasn't sure if I was actually going to go until you convinced me to go like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's right. You bought your ticket while we were talking about Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes, I did.
That's right. How can I?
So then I was like, okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go as Wonder Woman and started putting everything together.
Hey, speaking of which, by the way, I don't know if you're following the YouTube live chat. Our friend Trevor just popped in. Trevor, who we met as a Harry Potter cosplayer at Sunday of Con, which was tragically not enough time to spend with you, dude. Thank you for jumping into the chat.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no, it really is cool how much we can like just pick up as we go. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Rewind a bit. Dude, I'll help you figure out the Marvel Unlimited app. It's chill. We'll figure it out. And we'll get you reading a lot of really old comics, and we can talk about old comics together. Because you better believe all 500 issues of Spider-Man are on there. And by 500 issues, I mean of the original, like literally Amazing Spider-Man 1 through.
I know, bruh.
580
but here's the thing, Ben. I already own most of those.
Ooh. How?
Oh yeah, a funny story, guys. Of Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, how do
I buy the omnibus volumes, the ones that contain an entire year of Spider-Man comics.
Yeah.
And they have more than a year, and then they have the annual. There's a lot of them. I have
3 in this room.
2, 3, 7, 8 of them, which is when they, I think, stopped publishing the big volumes. So it has all of them up until the 80s. And then I started collecting, like I have Secret Wars, everything that has Venom in it. So the entire Venom storyline. So basically the Todd McFarlane run. And who everyone knows I have a problem with. That's okay. I love his Spider-Man drawings. I don't think he can draw women at all. And then I have
Todd McFarlane.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's one panel that he did of Mary Jane who I still cannot get out of my head, and it scares me to this day because women's skits don't look like that.
That one?
The one where she's like standing like this and her like torso is like this long.
Oh, okay, good. I thought we were talking about the one that like gets shown all the time of her like enjoying a cup of coffee while Spider-Man flies out the window.
Oh yeah, that one too. That one also traumatizes me.
Body's doing weird things.
Yeah, I know a lot of them do weird things. Which surprisingly, he draws Black Cat okay, but nothing else.
Well, okay. Apparently, you own all 580 of the original Spider-Man or whatever, but you can read a bunch of other old comics. I'll help you figure out how the app works.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to read a lot of some other superheroes who are out there. I need to expand my horizons.
There's always Vision and Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl. All great comics.
I know. Oh, I read Miss Marvel, but I have to read Vision still.
Yeah, Vision's real damn good.
I hear.
Lord knows that I and your predecessor, Donald Orr, have talked about Vision at length on this podcast. But there's always room to talk about him that much more.
Right.
Vision was absolutely incredible. And shout out to Josh Valentine, who I bullied into reading it. Okay, but yeah, let's talk about wandering around Artist Alley. Which on the first day, on Friday, especially Friday midday-ish, oh my gosh, that was just smooth sailing before all the crowds got there. You know, we could just migrate between booths as we saw fit, and it was cool to basically be able to swivel your head and like just casually glance upon people who you really expect or who you really respect. Right? Right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the backup there.
I back you up, buddy. The only thing I don't back you up is your love of Cyclops. But we're not talking about
Cyclops. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. Sorry. I almost flew into a blind rage. I started seeing red in front of my eyes, and I just got.
Really? Did the rage cost $8?
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
But that's my secret. I'm always angry.
We got a question in the chat. Can you explain to me how he ended up having a family in reference to Vision? No.
He has a penis.
Oh. I mean, yes, but that's not the plot of the Vision.
Oh, well, I didn't think it was. It's just that, like, you just asked how he ended up having a family. And, like, yeah, that's how he has a family.
Yeah, folks, the people in the chat.
Yeah, I don't want to explain on this podcast how babies are made.
When one robot that's non-gendered likes another robot that's non-gendered, or actually robots don't. Never mind. Let's move on. Vision just built himself a family. Him and Scarlet Witch had a bit of a falling out, and so he built himself a family. Lived in the DC suburbs, and now he lives in a creepy house full of robots. It's a good book, Tom King's Vision. Surprise, read it. Yeah, but let's move away from that because that's an uncomfortable topic. And honestly, any further I'd discuss the book is just a bit of a spoiler. Yeah, so no, it's cool going down Artist Alley, and like you can just like kind of pivot your head as you're walking back, as we did as we were navigating our way through that. And there's just like casually people that I've been following on Twitter for like 1 or 2 years. Like our dear friend Katie Hughes went into Comic-Con with the intention of finding Erica Henderson, and it's like super weird, just like there she is just casually sitting at her booth, and like just down the way a bit, actually I think on the other side of that table was like Cameron Stewart, whose webcomic Cintutulo I've read like 4 times. It's super weird just being in like, I mean, everyone's behind booths and it's all kind of formalized in one sense, but in another sense, it's like so casual just to walk across people that
They,
you
like,
know.
Here's the thing, though. They, like, walked out of their booths to, like, say hi. That's great. One of my favorite cosplayers did, and so did Great Becca.
Hey, man, whoever just referred to Vision as fully functional like data, stop that. It's gross. Don't do that. Yeah, I know.
No way.
Yeah, but no, like, it's cool. Like, people are just there, and that's how we met Greg Rucka. That's how we met Jay and Miles. That's how we met Chip and Matt, and how Matt was able to.
You want to say what Chip and Matt drew in your book?
Oh, I mean, some cocks.
2 penises.
2 penises.
Because I suggested that he should.
Yeah.
Because I said, okay, making a literal dick measuring contest. So they both drew dicks in your book.
We both just drew dicks in my book. And it says, Ben, thank you for buying this, in quotation marks, legal copy, because I thought that I remembered that I had read Sex Criminals digitally. And it turned out I didn't, because they were never digital. So they just assumed that means I stole the book. And then accused me of thievery in front of their fans. And then drew cocks in the book.
Shout out to Matt and Chip, by the way.
I didn't. And it was one of those things where, like, I, like, overly defended myself, which just made it sound like I was lying more. Anyway.
Everybody embarrassed themselves in front of their idols. Well, only Ben did, actually.
Yeah. I over-defended myself by, like, no, I'm sure it wasn't that, or whatever, like, over and over again. I should have just rolled with it, and I didn't. But I over-defended myself.
Yeah, haha, very funny. Please just finish your dick in my book. It's okay.
Yeah, I should have just rolled with it, and I didn't. All I made it sound like was that I definitely for real stole their book. Anyway, Matt Fraction was late to a panel because he couldn't stop dunking on me. So
it's like being subtweeted for real.
That's my Comic-Con achievement.
Amazing.
But I met Matt and Chip. Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky, of course, the writer-artist team behind Sex Criminals. Matt Fraction.
And I like Chip, even though he ruined Spider-Man. That's fine.
Chip ruined Spider-Man?
Didn't ruin Spider-Man. We just make fun of him for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably haven't even read that book yet, have you? It's only been out 2 months.
It's just kind of the running joke for Spider-Man fans.
Oh, okay.
Which I think he mentioned in his panel.
Yes, that everyone. Yeah, that's right. Katie and I sat down for the Sex Criminals panel, which was absolutely amazing because there was no moderator, so it was just Matt and Chip just kind of dunking on each other for like 30 minutes before they decided to take questions, and that was a highly enjoyable experience. Beautiful. And I think, what was it exactly Chip said? Chip said, people buy Sex Criminals because they like me, Spider-Man, or people buy Spider-Man because they like Spider-Man, and now they hate me. Mm-hmm. Or something along those lines. And that was so cool just seeing those dudes like in their element. I've obviously listened to both of them on War Rocket Ajax a number of times separately and like refer to each other in the same kind of way, but it was cool actually like watching them for real interact with each other in that way. Gosh, there's something magical about a con panel. And of course, you and I also saw Jay and Miles of Jay and Miles Explain the X-Men. That's of course
twice.
Right. Yeah, twice. That's of course Jay Edidin and Miles Stokes. They did a panel of their own while they were talking about the X-Men in politics, in which you took extraordinary amounts of delight at the fact that Cyclops was assassinated in one timeline.
He immediately became president, and then was immediately assassinated. Yes.
And that was, of course,
and then he like glared at me, and I was like, "It's because I did it."
There was just
Wonder Woman assassinated Cyclops.
Sitting next to you, there was an audible groan, and then followed by immediately an audible cheer from you when those two facts were revealed to the audience. Cyclops was actually briefly president, but he was assassinated immediately. Ben, did you hear that? Whack, whack, whack. Yeah, Nikki, I heard my favorite character's dead. You're just a joy to hang out with.
I took your extraordinary interest in that panel because it was basically everything that my show is.
People are talking about Spider-Man 3 in the chat. That's actually highly appreciated.
Yeah, thanks. We all dunked on that movie too.
Once again, highly encourage you all to subscribe to Super Cinema. It'll come out every other Thursday right here on InfinityBreak.net. We're good podcasters.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, no, and then we also watched, of course, Jay and Miles give a co-panel with Tighten Up the Defense, which is a podcast that I have now subscribed to, which is about the Defenders and also Teen Titans. And if those separate media properties seem like they would be weird as one podcast, it weirdly did not sound like that. It sounded like a very fun podcast, and I can't wait to start listening to that, especially if it contains more Macho Man lyrics.
That was my favorite part. Oh, yeah.
Because at one point, there was just a spoken word piece about the Macho Man.
It was art.
You know, what you would expect from an X-Men panel. Anyway, I enjoyed it.
It was good.
But also going to panels, Katie Hughes and I sat in on a panel about DARPA and the future of like brain interfacing. Mm-hmm. And I ruined my hair was perfect before I made that joke. Anyway,
you should stop making jokes.
I
can't even keep a straight face during that one.
Thank you. Which was all about human brain interfacing of like, putting like literal microchips in people's brain to help with like memory recall and to mentally control prosthetic limbs. Like something out of the Marvel comics. Like some like Winter Soldier level bullshit. Or like memory recall stuff, or like flying jets with your brain. That's for real. Those were real topics during that panel. It was like absolutely cool to see a lot of these high concept science fiction, wouldn't that be amazing sort of things, happening, things you would see only in Marvel comics or movies like Minority Report or
I missed
Blade Runner.
I missed two panels that I wanted to see. One was on the super soldier serum and biotech, and like a bunch of biotech people tried to recreate the super soldier serum and what that would look like if they could do it in actual biotech. And the other one was the tech of Batman. I missed that one too, and I'm super sad about that, but I was hanging out with Great Ruckus, so.
Yeah. Well, actually, before the DARPA one was the super soldier serum one, talking about Captain America, and I'm just going to let you know that panel wasn't that good.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm not sad I missed it.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk. It wasn't so much about the there was a lot of talk about like amino acids, and the presentation wasn't given very well. I don't think it was half as exciting as it was billed. But the DARPA one was really, really cool. The DARPA one was really cool because like they're just crazy science fiction things, and they're like, yeah, no, we're working on this. We've already done that one. We've already done that one. That one's next. And then, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did this one? Talking about like MMOs that exist purely in brains.
What about a pilot without a plane? If a pilot without a plane is not a pilot.
A counterpoint, they were playing a video game with their brain, so not even a real plane. I guess we're getting some. How can you have a good representation of a bad character at your band? And I really wish
sorry, Brendan.
No, I'm kidding. We like you. Please subscribe to the show. And we got Smart Alec over here going, I wish Scott Summers would have a good live action representation. I still haven't seen Apocalypse, though. Hey, man, that's fine. Apocalypse wasn't very good.
Apocalypse was shitty.
Apocalypse was real bad. But Scott Summers was a good part of that, and I can't wait to see more Scott Summers. Ideally, better. Also, one of the problems with Apocalypse is that that movie straight up had a cast of like 18 people or something crazy, and that I threw out a large number, but now that I think about it, there probably was like 15 cast members, and it would be nice to. And I guess that's the territory you get with an X-Men movie. But man, wouldn't it be like super cool if we had an X-Men movie with only like 6 people, and Cyclops had more room to breathe, and so did Jean, and so did Nightcrawler, and so did Storm.
Imagine if we had Kitty Pryde, more of Kitty Pryde. Like, how amazing would that be?
That would be beautiful. Just, I like the idea of a smaller cast so that each character gets more individual time. And wouldn't that be lovely? Remember the first X-Men movie when there were only like 7 characters? Those were the days. We are checking the chat occasionally, though. So, like, if you guys have questions about the convention, imagine if Wolverine
was actually fine. That's a good point. It would be a lot funnier because then his sass would like actually be funnier.
I'm seeing Brendan here comment. The answer is have David Hayter write more X-Men movies. I will agree on that on the principle that it's not Bryan Singer again.
Please get rid of Bryan Singer.
Bryan Singer, please and thanks. That dude has done like 6 X-Men movies, and honestly, I think 2 were good. I'm literally thinking right now. Yeah, X2 in the First Class. It's not a good ratio. Yeah, but hey, sorry, those are all the panels that I went to. You went to a panel that I didn't. Do you want to talk about?
I actually went to 2 panels that you didn't. I got half of the Phelps Brothers panel, and David and all, yeah. So the Phelps Brothers, the ones who played Fred and George Weasley in Harry Potter. I saw their panel; they were really funny. And then I saw Carlos Valdez and Danielle Panabaker from the CW's The Flash.
Go on. How was that?
And this is Ramon. It was so great. They were awesome. And Carlos is absolutely just a ray of sunshine. He went there just unprepared for anything. Except to just sit there and awkwardly answer questions and have Danielle actually just kind of try to keep him on track, which was real funny because it's exactly like the show.
I was going to say, that sounds like the actual dynamic of those characters. I've only watched I've only watched 2 seasons of The Flash, maybe like season 1.5, but I'm pretty sure that's how they actually interact with each other on that show.
It is. And they talked about, then they started with introducing themselves and then answered questions from the audience and kind of went off of that. And there were a lot of really good questions. There were your typical questions that were dumb. And then there were good ones, like asking about, because Carlos had not been into superheroes before. He was literally given the Flash comic book when he was cast, and they were said, "Here's your character, go read."
That sounds wild, given what I understand of him as a person.
I know, but it was real funny. No, actually, I see Trevor asked, did anyone ask if Cisco's character will start to breakdance like in the comics? No one asked that, but they should have. But
it's the one thing missing from his character.
It's true, though. He does such a great job of playing Cisco. But I asked, I said that, so first of all, I went up to the, to the microphone, and it came out that it was going to be Danielle's birthday soon. So we sang happy birthday to her with Carlos beatboxing into his microphone, and then the rest of us sang happy birthday.
That's adorable.
He's like, do you think we could beatbox this happy birthday? Okay, here we go. We're gonna beatbox it. So he started beatboxing and we sang happy birthday to Danielle, and it was really funny. And he's a ray of sunshine.
Hey, real quick, I just saw that we got 2 more subscribers to the YouTube channel. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. We're really glad to have you here, and I hope you also listen to the podcast. Nikki and I are experimenting with the idea of doing more live super cinemas in the future, especially if we reach our $50 Patreon funding goal. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing, and we hope you stick around to enjoy some of our other content. This is our first real experiment with live shows, although we will definitely be doing Rolloween again this October. Dude, that panel sounds absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I got up and I said, the thing that I've noticed about The Flash as a show is how diverse the cast is, both in age and ethnicity. And I asked, so, like, what is it like working with such a diverse group of people? And he and Danielle said that with The Flash, he's like, what makes this one different than other superhero shows is it reflects more of real life. Because think about it, in reality, you would have this
you'd hopefully, he said, hopefully have this group of diverse people working with you. And that's what a city looks like. It looks like a bunch of different people from a whole different bunch of different backgrounds.
And really, like,
different.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And with like different jobs and careers, and like their spoilers. The second iteration of Firestorm. I don't know if you got to this point in the show. The second iteration of Firestorm.
Yes, I'm familiar.
Jefferson Jackson is Jax and Professor Stein, and Jax is a mechanic who was going to be a football player, and then you have this like renowned theoretician and physicist who's merging with him. But you have this balance of a whole bunch of different people and different characters, and so it was a good thing to hear and ask. And also, they complimented my cosplay.
Awesome. Yeah, that's right. You asked if you could be Wonder Woman.
No, they were talking about how because someone asked if they could have a crossover with another superhero, who would it be from any universe? And they were like, well, it'd be cool to have like Wonder Woman in the Flash. And I was like, so I came up, they're like, oh, there's Wonder Woman. And I was like, yeah, I'm open. You can have me on the show if you need a Wonder Woman.
Oh gosh, audition of a lifetime there.
God, I would love to do that.
Yeah, I like that they're taking that kind of vocal stand, because I remember.
See, I have my shield now. I'm ready to go.
That's right. We can talk about that in a second. But I like that they're formally taking that stand. They're just being like, no, it's not politically correct. It's just accurate. Or it's not politically correct. This is just the bare minimum to not be an asshole.
It was a really good panel. Their chemistry, both as actors and as characters, is really good for each other. They're like brother and sister in real life too.
Yeah. And Jay
also they like talked about how they liked working with Tom Felton, and how they were like, what's Tom Felton like? He's a weirdo.
Oh, good. I mean, honestly, we'd expect nothing less, right?
Yeah, but they were like, yeah, we were. He was like the one where you went out to party, and he was just like, no, I'm gonna go do this. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like Tom Felton. Well, it was great panel.
So you and I had the chance to meet a lot of our favorites, kind of going into meeting our heroes. Do you want to talk about your shield quest? Because you just showed us your shield.
Yeah. So Greg Rucka was there. He is currently the writer of the DC Universe Rebirth Wonder Woman run, and I went, and on the last day we saw there was a costume prop booth, and there was the Wonder Woman shield, and I was just looking at it like, you know what, and then I was like, what do you think? You think it's just whatever? And Ben was like, you should get it. It would complete your costume. And so
yeah, we were giving you a little flack about that.
Yeah, and so I got it, and then we were walking around with the shield, and I got a lot more picture requests.
Yeah, you did.
Like getting stopped every 30 seconds. And then he did not confirm if Diana was the new goddess of war or not. We didn't talk about that. We talked about my cosplay. So Ben, we were walking around, and Ben was like, so what if you just like got Greg Rucka to sign her shield? I mean, like, look at it. It's just blank on the side. You should get everyone who worked on Wonder Woman who's here to sign your shield. I was like, okay, fine. Just whatever. Half-assed idea. I guess I'll go ask.
Oh, so, my friend.
You said yourself it was a half-assed idea, that you were like,
I said it was a half-assed idea. You got a lot more excited about it.
Yes, I did. I'll do it. And so we went to go see Greg Rucka, and I went up to him, and there was like, no, not really a line, so we didn't have to wait, even though we'd had a line all weekend, which is why we kept putting it off going to see him. And I said, hey, do you think you could sign my shield? And he said, absolutely. And then he signed my shield, and it says, for Nikki and Diana, fight for justice. Pax, Greg Rucka.
God, that's absolutely amazing. Yeah, he was stoked at the idea of it. Like, he got the shield up on the table and started signing it, and then he came all the way around from the back of the booth to get a photo with you. It was absolutely incredible.
I was like, could you take some time to take a photo with me? And he's like, yes, absolutely. I just love it. And he like got up and he's like, hey, hang on, let me come around the booth so we can actually get a picture. And he like had his arm, and we were like right there, and took a picture, and he really liked it. He's like, make sure to put that on Twitter and tag me in it. And I'm like, I definitely will. And then I'm like, I can sign my shield, and that's all that matters. He likes my cosplay.
You can, by the way, find that photo on our Facebook album for Infinity Break on our Facebook at Infinity Break. Excuse me, at facebook.com/Infinity Break 23. That and a couple of Nikki's other cosplay photos.
And Kat Zags, who did the 77 run of Wonder Woman, also signed my shield.
Yeah, what's that say?
It says Great Hera.
Aha, that's perfect.
Great Hera.
That's absolutely perfect. I had a similar experience. I didn't get anything signed in the same way. Well, no, I did. I got to meet Jay and Miles, who I've been a huge fan of for like 2 years or whatever, however long I've been listening to Jay and Miles explain the X-Men. And we just sat at their booth. It was midday Sunday. There was a bit of a lull. We just sat at their booth and talked to them for like 10 minutes about like X-Men and the fact that you and I are Cyclops partisans within the same friendship. And, talking about the podcast and podcasting and X-Men, and they invited us to their panel, and I wish we had gone to their party on Friday. But it's so cool just getting to meet these creators and effectively approach them as equals in a lot of senses. Some people are very formal about it, but some people are just super casual, like, Greg coming all the way around the booth to take a photo with you, or me and Jay just shooting the shit about Cyclops for a bit. Like, it's super cool just engaging with these people like they're your friends.
Yeah, there was what's hot, and like if we were to do a what's hot and what's not. What's hot? Jay and Miles, Greg Recca. What's not? Whatever his name is that did that real shit art of Wonder Woman, who was charging $50 for an autograph.
You are referring to industry legend that guy's name. Oh my god, what is that guy's name? Neil Adams.
Neil, I was like, "There's Neil. It's a Neil. Of course, it's a Neil."
Yeah, Neil Adams was like charging $50 for an autograph.
Yeah, in charge. Mike Zeck, actual industry legend and worth his salt, was charging $5 for an autograph, which I was more than willing to pay.
Yeah, y'all know art comes with that $50.
Yeah, no, I got that poster half off if he signed it.
Oi, Jay, just I don't know. I don't think that's the way to do it. And also, neither you or I really gave a crap about all the special guests. Like William Shatner was there. Okay, whatever.
Well, apparently, the William Shatner panel was really bad because William Shatner's kind of an asshole.
Yeah, William Shatner has downgraded sufficiently over the course of the last couple of decades. He's not a good person anymore.
No.
But if your character is a better person than you are, maybe it's time to retire.
But buddy, Carlos Valdo's actual ray of sunshine. I was, sometimes you meet the people that you see and you really like them before, and then you meet them and they turn out to be a total disappointment. But not Carlos and not Danielle. They were great. I did not get a pick for Mom because I didn't see William Shatner.
We are getting some dissent in the chat. William Shatner may be a Canadian legend, and he is a disservice to your people.
Yeah, sorry about that. By the way, Justin Bieber, also a Canadian legend. So, Brandon, strike me, AB.
Look, it's not my fault that William Shatner has turned into a jerk recently. And speaking of getting cool art, you showed off your Randy Emberlin art earlier. Y'all.
Yeah, we got Randy Emberlin art.
Check out this Doom. It's a real nice Doom.
It's really good.
I also got these prints were like mega cheap, which was amazing.
They were like $5 a print with signature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is incredible.
And the framed ones, the framed color ones were like $30.
Yeah, and I didn't get them framed yet because I wouldn't have been able to transport them home safely because I only had a backpack and a kind of already full luggage bin, and I was already swamped with clothing. Hey, guys, it's Silver Surfer, everyone's favorite cosmic drama queen. We pointed out in our Spider-Man episode that he just kind of falls falls through skylights. And finally, hey, for those of you who are not listening directly on our YouTube page, there is a chat that you can join if you go directly to our YouTube page and click the live video. That may help those of you who are now asking me about it through Facebook. Fun fact. And go. Sorry, no shade?
No shade.
Check out this Doctor Strange. Guys, these are incredible.
We saw some great Doctor Strange cosplays too.
Beautiful. Yeah, but look at him. He's beautiful. He's just so angry.
Yeah, Randy Hamlin does some good art.
With his magic hands. Yeah, some real good art. I legitimately, I'm keeping these in their hard plastic sleeve until I move up to Portland.
Oh yeah.
And then like the second I do, I'm talking first paycheck, I'm gonna get these guys framed.
I'm getting this one. I'm gonna color this one myself because I can.
Ooh, fancy.
So and that's why I got it black and white so that I could color it myself.
I like that. That's a good plan.
I used to get panels. I used to get panels from different variant covers in black and white so that I could color them myself. I have so many Spider-Man things I'm coloring myself.
Chat does not work on mobile.
But seriously, the Secret Wars is so good.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm so happy.
Is Silver Surfer even in the Secret Empire run? No. Isn't that great? But he is in The Coming of Galactus, and he is in Infinity Gauntlet, and he's just an awesome character. So
and he drops through the skylight real dramatically. I'm not a model. I just feel that way.
And buddy, I can't get enough Doctor Strange art either, which is why I might start collecting it. These are fun adventures for a future Ben Hamlin that has a lot of money. Hey, I actually think we're going to be wrapping up this Super Cinema Live special. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put those in to the chat box now. But real quick, Nikki, that is terrible.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I had it. I'm like finally better today. Because the previous couple of days, it was just, I don't feel like I actually got like sick, but I still have like just kind of a kind of.
It happens when you're talking all the time. Yeah.
When you're talking all the time, no shade. When you're talking all the time, and also you're in a room with 10,000 other people.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Trevor, by emo Spider-Man, do you mean from the third movie, or do you mean Spider-Man Noir?
Surely,
because both of those are emo Spider-Man. Because I would totally. The Spider-Man Noir is pretty dramatic, but I would see him in Silver Surfer do a drama.
Maybe that should be our next live special. Is just who is the most dramatic person in Big Two comics. We can have an open and seasoned debate. We can bring in a special guest, and we can have people advocate in a nerd court style fashion over who is the most dramatic Big Two superhero.
We should have Jane Miles.
Ooh, we'll see. I don't know if that's an industry connection we quite have yet.
Never know if you don't try.
But also, oh my God.
Other of my Twitter followers, if you're watching this, this is an open invitation to discuss with us who is the most dramatic from the Big Two.
Yes, we will put that question up on our Twitter. I promise that.
That's a discussion I really want to have.
Yeah, we're actually going to be experimenting with a lot more live content, not just for this, but actually for a couple of our other shows. I'm wondering if we might be able to get away with doing a Curse Seas live in the future. That might be a little harder to engineer, but we'll see what we can do. I think, Nikki, I'm greatly enjoying this. Would you like to do more live Super Cinemas in the future?
Absolutely. I think it'd be great.
I think it would be great. I guess we just need topics. So, people go ahead and tweet at us or email us with like various topics you might have in mind for live Super Cinema content, because we would greatly enjoy doing that. And of course, once we reach our Patreon funding goal at $50 a month over on our Patreon at patreon.com/Infinity Break, we are already at $33 per month. We just need to get to $50 a month. We're going to be doing monthly comic book specials that I think it would actually be cool if we did it like this and then stripped the audio to put it up in the podcast feed.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, that would be a really fun way to engage with the audience. But we can only do that if we get to $50 a month on our Patreon. That's patreon.com/Infinity Break. Every dollar helps, and even $1 a month, you get behind the scenes access to Super Cinema audio and soon Curse Seas audio as well.
Thanks, Brendan. I already subscribed. This is definitely cool.
This is definitely cool. Hey, yeah. Oh yeah, hey, did you see before we wrap this up, did you see those new Hellboy pictures that Coos just mentioned?
I did. I'm also a little more excited because we got some new Punisher teaser stuff.
Yeah, that's right. We should talk about that when we do our next Super Cinema. Nikki, what is our next Super Cinema? I'll give you a hint. It's the one you've been begging me to do.
Gods and Monsters!
Ooh, son. Yes, we are doing the DC animated movie Gods and Monsters, which is actually our first animated movie to date.
I'm ready to do more Justice League and DC animated movies, by the way.
I am as well. Maybe we can make that some sort of bonus thing or something. After 37 counting Watchmen episodes of Super Cinema, we are finally doing an animated special, which is a long time coming. So I'm really excited for that and for the future of Super Cinema. Hey everyone, thank you very much for listening to this special Rose City wrap-up, as we called it. We are coming in at actually just about an hour, which is pretty good time, all things considered. Any quick questions before we log out? I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I don't think it means anything.
Okay, cool.
I think that means we're free to go.
Well, hey, today we put out our Homecoming episode, Spider-Man Homecoming, in which you and I talked about all the sort of responsibility that comes with great power. Would you describe that as a great amount of responsibility?
I would say that holding together a ship that accidentally got cut in two because of you is great responsibility, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree on that. We talk about great power and great responsibility. We talk about writing realistic millennial characters, and we did 14 minutes of Sinister Six bonus content that is available. 14 minutes, y'all. Somehow. A huge chunk of the episode is that. That's available at our Patreon at patreon.com/Infinity Break. Anyway, Reading Into It is coming back eventually, right, Nikki?
Yeah.
We don't need to commit to a date. I'm just saying, like, folks, check that out. It's good.
Yeah, I'm working on the next episode. I'm going to be working at outdoor school, which means that my schedule is moving to the weekend, but it might not be bi-weekly or every other week. It might be every 3 weeks or every month, depending on how much I can get done if you want quality episode content.
Of course. Well, the show's coming back soon, people, so go ahead and subscribe and watch the past ones. And, of course, I've been working on Curse Seas for a while, which is available at infinitybreak.net/Curse Seas. It is /cursed, I believe. It is a D&D podcast. It is actually Pathfinder, and it is a piratey adventure full of all sorts of misfortune, seduction, and boat stealing. It's a very good show so far. Highly recommend you listen to that. We are actually looking for people to volunteer possible ship names for our pirate's new ship. We're going to be deciding that in the next episode. But in the meantime, this has been Super Cinema Live, our first live episode, our Rose City Comic-Con wrap-up 2017. I've been your host, Ben Hamlin.
I'm Nikki Boylan.
And this has been Super Cinema. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.
Bye.